to the AV Championship. We're going to Italy today for race 10 of Season 3. That means I've been drinking, which is as normal for the AV Championship. I'm the Gnome. I'll be taking you through the race today. And yes, I did say race 10 again. We had a little bit of problem last week with Hungary. The Hungary race last week was black flag. Everything that happened during qualifying and the initial first part of that race has been cancelled. We are now running Italy as race 10, and Hungary will be rerun later on in the season. So that means the penalties from France now apply to today in Italy. So I believe that's Rowan with a 3-place grid penalty and David with a 5-place grid penalty and a ban on qualifying as well. So if anyone else doesn't manage to put a time down around here, David will still be at the back. That's for what happened in France. We briefly covered that on the beginning start bit of Hungary last week. Don't know if the race has been cropped and relabeled to Noom's disappointment speech for the server stream yet or not. But we won't go any more onto that. That had been covered. So race 10 is now Italy, Hungary to be run at the end of the season. As we wait now, just over 2 minutes left for the rest of the drivers to join up right now before we go into qualifying. Nak has made it very happy to see. He was unsure if Nak was going to get it in here. He now is AlphaTauri right now leading the Constructors' Championship with 252 points. They've got a 108-point lead over Mercedes. We're coming up to the halfway point in the championship, and with a 108-point lead like that already, I don't know if anyone can stop them. Mercedes they're behind. They've got 144 points in the Constructors right now in second place. They've only got a 16-point lead there over Alfa Romeo, who are sitting with 128, and that third place in the Constructors is getting rather heated right now. See, Alfa Romeo 128, 4 points behind them is Red Bull with 124, and 3 points behind them is Haas with 121. So I said halfway through the season there, Constructors starting to heat up for those teams trying to make it up there into that top 3. As for the driver standings, that's starting to become a good battle now between Nak and Reaper. Is Reaper in his day? Reaper isn't here yet. Nak is here. Nak currently with 136 points in the standings. Reaper only 1 point behind with 135. Kuhn, Nak's teammate, obviously in the AlphaTauri, is currently sitting in third with 116 points, 19 points behind Reaper, and very close and trying to put on the pressure the next 3 drivers there, Wouter, Domestos and FCST in the championship with 95, 82 and 76 points respectively. 45 seconds now. We've got 19 drivers in here. We have had a few replacements today. Just pull those up. Both racing points of Yorkshire and Tiger unable to compete today. Where are we? OLordyLord, he's filling in a racing point right there. And I don't have the other racing point here right now. And Skorpa unable to come here in the McLaren. I've got his name down as Jasper. This is hbecht. hbecht will be Jasper. I'll try and remember to call him Jasper. We haven't got hold of the other racing point. There is Reaper now. He's there in the Mercedes as we load in to Italy. Off to the Autodrome Nazionale Monza in Monza, 15 kilometers north of Milan in Italy, the Temple of Speed. It's going to be 50% race today, which is going to be about 26.7 laps around here, 3.6 miles or 5.7 kilometers, 11 corners, 2 DRS zones. Fastest lap in qualifying, real life round here, is a 1:18.887 set by Hamilton in 2020. That was also the fastest lap ever around any F1 track, going by average speed, averaging a speed of 164 miles an hour. As I said, the temple of speed, 3 chicanes, 1 flat-out corner, essentially only 6 braking zones around this track. 80% of this circuit we will be flat-out, pedal to the floor. So, as we load into it now, waiting to see who's going to come out first. Let's get our lap information, track data and telemetry up. Both Ferrari home for the constructors here for Tess and David. They're going to do one well. And lollopuppa, the only Italian driver here on the grid. This is his home track. He's in the Mercedes, pairing with Reaper. He's going to want to do well on his home circuit. I see one of the Ferraris coming out there already. Everyone opting for the soft tyres by the looks of it there. Let's get the rest of my information up. And who can we trust to give us a nice clean lap around Monza so we can take in this fabulous track? Monza, Italy being one of the only countries to always feature in the F1 calendar. The other country, of course, being Great Britain. But the circuit of Monza has been featured in more seasons than any other track, featuring a total of 70 out of 71 Grand Prix. In 1980, the Italian Grand Prix was at Imola. Have we got on the outlap? Kronik's on an outlap, Rowan's here's on an outlap, David's on an outlap, Tess, Bestos, James out. James set a very good lap last week at Hungary in our discontinued race that had to be cancelled. Managed to put that Renault on pole, so I think for that achievement and that race being cancelled, I think we'll stick with him. And I've just seen the forecast here. We have rain at the start of the race. It's going to be dry at the end of the race, but it's going to be rain at the start. So imagine all drivers will be going out with their dry setups as James comes through the exit of Parabolica there to come across the timeline. And now for our nice clean lap around Monza, as we come up the long stretch here into corners 1 and 2. Need to be careful about how much curb we take here. Don't want to be running wide on the exit. Lots of grass and gravel traps around Monza. Very much like these older circuits, like this, with the grass around and gravel around the outside. Promotes a different style of driving. That's turn 3. We've just come through flat out through there as we come up to the chicanes of 4 and 5. Want to be careful not to run wide on the exit there. Very easy to dip a toe in the gravel. And now we come up to 6 and 7. The right-handers, again, taking all that exit curb there, possibly kind of out, going off into the gravel. And again, we have a flat-out run down now into Ascari. Turns 8, 9, and 10. We want to take as much of the inside curb there and ride that curb as we can. Don't touch the inside curb on the exit. Run the exit nice and wide and get flat out now for the run up into Parabolica. MCST pulling over. Let's let James come past. A little bit on the brakes, and we want to get on the gas as hard as we can out of Parabolica, because that's going to set up the rest of your speed along this straight section. James pulling in very tight to the inside there, minimizing movement. That gives him a 122.5. That was our clean up around the outside. Kronik there already running a 119.5 there in the opening of this. Running off in to the exit area there. He's done his good lap. Right, who else is out here now? Jasper here, hbecht. We'll see how our reserve in the McLaren's doing around here. Driver's going to be wanting to run as little downforce as I can. Wouter there already retiring from the session. Not sure what happened. Where's that car stopped on the grid? Looks like that's the exit of turn 10 there. He's possibly smashed into the wall and damaged the car there. As we follow back on to Jasper now, coming up to turns 8, 9 and 10. Ascari and Parabolica, the only corners I can remember the names of, and comfortably say as well. Getting really a bit too wide on the entrance there. I think that threw him offline a bit. There is Wouter, stopped on the side of the road there. Scarage again at the end there. We don't want to be coming too wide into it. You want to be taking a lot of the inside curb there so you can initially turn straight back and run as much exit curb as you possibly can where you come out to 10th so you can get the power down as quick as possible. That's given him a 121.1. He's up into 10th place right now. A Ferrari of David Dimber there. Tess there of the Ferrari currently in 4th. Ferrari's going to be reasonably happy with that so far. They just moved down to 5th there. Still 12 minutes of qualifying to go though. Both Renaults looking reasonably high there right now as well. Knack seeming to be down there in 9th currently at the minute. Knack almost normally dominating qualifying sessions in the AV Championship. Consistently very strong. He's pulling into the pits. Maybe not quite happy with his setup or something there. Let's see who else is on. Domestos down here in Red Bull. Domestos currently in 5th in the championship. He's on a fast lap right now. Keeping away from those curves. Doesn't want to get slowed down by the tyres run off those. Let's see how he runs it through 8, 9 and 10 as we take the DRS run up to it. That's purple in sector 2 for me. Takes the inside curb, runs a nice amount of exit, avoids the inside curb on the exit there. Takes a nice bit of the curb on the outside on the right. This looks like a very strong, smooth run here. 110 at the entrance to Parabolica. This should be. David is just out of the way in time. I don't think that affected Domestos. 119.8. That puts him up to 3rd. He's on the 2nd row there. 1,000ths of a second there, separating Bestos and Domestos. Bestos with a 119.852, Domestos 119.853. There's lollopuppa just coming out of the pit there. He's on our lap. We'll get back with our Italian driver soon to see how he does around here. OLordyLord, he's also coming out. Switch to gap. Fitted, yep. James, the only driver opting to use the mediums. He hasn't put a faster time yet down on the soft tyres. Kronik's on another outlap. Currently sitting on pole there, Kronik. Looking very strong, about 119.5. All the other drivers good 3/10 behind. Kuhn's back out. Coming back out. Tess coming back out. Everyone's just coming back out right now. No one's on a fast lap at the second. That means I've got time to drink a little bit more. Lang there in the Williams, running straight into the overflow area. That Reaper there on a fast lap. He's coming around. Let's stay Reaper. I assume he's on the control pad. I haven't been warned or notified that he might be on the wheel or anything like that, but almost dipping a toe into the gravel a little bit there. Still coming up purple though for sector 1 there, getting nice and tight on the inside of 6. Really pushing this car around. See him struggling, fighting with that car from the oversteer on the exits of these corners. That's fastest in sector 2. Lots of inside curb there. That is the cleanest I think we've seen any driver come around a Ascari there. Wheels planted beautifully on the exit of 10 there. That's what we want. Both of those wheels not running that exit curb, but just planted either side of it. still on the tarmac for good traction, staying within track limits. They're not running the green on the exit, staying nice and tight on the inside here. This could be fast. That's a 119.7. Domestos just thrown down. We've missed out watching Reaper's lap. Domestos is thrown down a 119.502. Reaper pulling off into the runoff in case anyone there is behind him. Let's see who else is out right now. Good in that, two AlphaTauris seem to be struggling here after showing a lot of dominance through the earlier races. This could be good for a lot of the other drivers, especially the Mercedes there, especially the Alfa Romeo there as well. The Alfa Romeo, Mercedes and Red Bull all there with a driver up in those top 3 spots, looking rather strong. Knack down there in 13th. Unsure, that's damaged Kuhn's lap. Domestos, I think, trying to get run wide and get out of the way there. And Kuhn still clipped him, running the corners quite wide, taking as much curb as he possibly could. Domestos trying to get out of the way as best as he could to allow Kuhn to come through. Kuhn's going to be upset with that. Make sure we get back with Kuhn later to see what he can do. Here's his teammate Knack now as he's coming up through Parabolica. I think this is looking like a good 119 time again. It was about 110 as he came across the timeline there for the DRS at Parabolica. It is a little higher, 119, 119.8. That does move him up into 5th though. Tess right now, this Ferrari really pushing around its home track. Tess up in, currently in 2nd, just not down to 3rd. FCST, this is one of the best runs I think I've seen from the Ferrari so far this season. Very impressed with that test. Well done, keep that sort of pace up. We want to see that sort of pace in the race. We want to see a Ferrari do well at its home circuit there. 6 minutes left of qualifying now. Oh, McLaren is about to come across the line. What's Xz going to get in there? Is he going to move up? He doesn't move up any further there. That lap. Luca just coming across the grid there. No, that's not. Don't think that was an invalid lap or not or anything, but time hasn't changed. This is the McLaren of Jesper hbecht. Coming up, 8, 9, 10, Ascari here, taking a lot of that curb. That's exactly the opposite of Reaper's there. The wheels on the right hand side running that curb, and we look at Reaper's line when it comes through that exit of 10 there. Both those wheels placed either side of that curb. That little run on the curb there, that is going to start costing you like a tenth and stuff like that. If you start running the wheels on it, it is designed to be rough, not provide as much traction for these cars. He's up into 12th now. That's good for the McLaren. You see a lot of drivers putting in better times now. There is Knack's time, 119.193, back on the front row of the grid, asserting his dominance within qualifying as per usual. Kronik now wanting to come back. He's under laps as he comes. He's on his fast lap now. The original provisional pole sitter. Take a look at what Kronik puts in on this lap now. Flat out of turn 3 here. Very important for race in the race. A couple of cars going side by side. Hold your lines through there to the inside and the outside. Coming to 4 and 5. Maybe a little bit slow. They could have run a little bit faster through the exit there. It was nicely within track limits. Coming through 7. Running the exit there, nicely on the green. There's that Lang there, pulling over the side. Thank you, Lang, giving Kronik the space. Never want as much inside, nicely on the inside curb. Take a bit of that exit 1. Don't take the inside curb there. That's not the fast line we want Kronik. That little bounce, you see the car bounce a little bit there. That is going to slow down and mess with our times. Nice and quick back on the gas there through Parabolica, though getting nice and tight. He's not happy with the lap. He goes in to the garage. quick tyre change and back out again, I think, for Kronik. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left right now as we join back with Kuhn. Coming into turn 6 now. That's invalidated that lap as well. I couldn't see where his back tyres went. That looked rather harsh then again. So I didn't see his back tyres, but that looked unlucky there, Kuhn. I don't know if he's going to go around, if he's going to dart into the garage. I just imagine he'll probably dart into the garage right now and probably take a fresh set of boots out before he comes out again. He should have just enough time for it. Lollopuppa now as we join our Italian driver. Seems to be struggling there on the exit of turn 2. Very much in the grass and the gravel. Else got that loose coming back out. Everyone coming back out now on Thingies, who has got fresh tyres. That's not on an outlap or not, still in the pit that we can follow with. Everyone's coming out as we say. Those on air. Where is Rowan's on a fast lap right now? We'll stick with this Renault and see how he runs it through. Cars bunching up a lot there, all coming out for these final laps. I hope they don't interfere with each other too much and mess up anyone's qualifying lap. Running a little bit wide there, almost touching the gravel, still in control of the car there, coming through 6. Possibly going to get a little bit tight there on the inside. That's better there on 7, getting tight to the inside, running the exit as wide as you can to maximise speed through there. Coming up to Scary, all that inside curb, too much inside curb there, Rowan. That's invalidated the lap. So join the other Ferrari, David there, letting other drivers go past. He's not on a fast lap. Our reserve driver, WouterVanDenBoom here. Not sure if he was looking very slow just there. Don't think he's on a fast lap right now. Knack is retired. Knack comfortable with 119.1 there as we get up. Domestos about to cross the line there as he's still in 3rd there. He's probably all drivers going to push around for another lap now on these tyres. See if they can beat their time. A little bit bumpy across that inside curb there. Testing out the other Ferrari, dropping down to 4th there. It's still very good display there from the Ferrari. I'm very happy about that with the Ferrari. I think Kronik, is he trying to get out for another lap there? Reaper's on his outlap. He's going to be crossing over the grid line just in time there. I think we might stay with Reaper and see what sort of time he can put down, if he can dethrone Knack there from Knack's fastest qualifying times. Reaper really getting on the gas there early, running as wide as he possibly can to get the power down before coming onto this long flat out straight section here, about 1.5 kilometers from that point where you can get all the power there at Parabolica to come through, and he runs it really deep into 1 and 2. That's going to cost him about 2-3 tenths there, even 3 or 4 tenths I'd say. That was very deep, too much speed there coming up. Jump up to FCST right now, currently in 2nd. Close person to Knack, currently 100th of a second off of Knack's time. James out there in the Renault once again. He put it on pole at the very end of qualifying for Hungary. The race got cancelled, and I think he might have just done it again. We'll watch FCST. FCST's invalidated his lap. This is very good from the Renault. As we said last time in Hungary, that race unfortunately got cancelled, and that was the first time we've seen a Renault on pole here in the AV League test, pulling out the way there. Thank you. Right now retiring. Bessel's retired. David retired. Wouter retired. Is he even on a fast lap right now? No, he's on his 1 lap old tyres. I think he still might be pushing though. It doesn't look like he's trying to go slow at all. See if he can even beat that time and get below a 119. If he can put up 118 here. Nice. Slowed on the exit there. Not happy with that time. Domestos, anyone that's still out actually running a time right now? I don't think so. Kuhn going so ahead. Lang might still be running. I think Lang might still be running his time here. It'll be the last one too, if he is. Lollopuppa overtaking him there. Lolla running a lap. The Italian, he's on an invalidated lap. I think that is it for qualifying. I think we have a Renault on pole. That is it. We have a Renault on pole, beating Knack by 100th of a second. So Knack still on the front row though, as he continuously normally is. Knack on the front row, second row FCST and Domestos, third row Test and Kronik, 7th Kuhn, 8th Reaper, 9th Lang, 10th Xz, 11th Bestos, 12th Tenta, 13th Jasper, 14th Lolla, 15th Luca, 16th Rowan, 17th David, 18th LordyLord, 19th Wouter. As we wait now, and I see Kuhn there with a 5-place grid penalty. I'm assuming that's probably from that tap of Domestos. That's unfortunate. As we load in now to the Temple of Speed, which will not be so speedy at the start of the race in these wet conditions. It is going to dry up later on. Just a little bit of rain at the start is what I've been informed of. Which means drivers, as we see most of them there, running their dry setups for qualifying. I don't know if anyone's going to click on maybe a little bit more downforce onto their front wings to help them take these chicanes at the start while it's wet, and then I'll switch back out, switch wings off. Take a mid-wing adjustment when it happens, but they are going to have to be careful if they've been running their dry setups with their lower downforce. Braking point is going to be extended out a lot for these chicanes. Could be very easy. You could see a lot of change in the grid order right now. Hopefully everyone still finds their braking point at the start. As we load now, that's 5 lights all on. That's them out as we go, and we start and run up to the first chicane of turn 1 and 2. Get nice information on here. Renault's got away very well. Knack still behind it, makes away comfortably in there to turn 1, and I see cars backwards as a Red Bull backwards, and now for Mercedes off on the grass there. Cars going everywhere. Another Mercedes off in the wet. It's exactly as we fear with a wet race. Absolute carnage at the start there. There is, of course, a safety car out. Didn't see who caused that as we flip back down through the drivers. Knack massively losing on positions there. Not what we wanted at the start of this race. Let's get up. Our position change. Domestos, Kuhn, Lang, Bestos, Lolla, LordyLord and Knack all massively dropping down positions there. 7 drivers. Lang picking up a 5-second penalty there, ignoring a yellow flag. Don't know who he's just overtaken. We are under safety car conditions right now, waiting for the drivers to come back round, pick up that safety car. A lot of drivers picking up penalties there now as well. Let's bring up our penalties. Xz, David, Wouter, Lang, Bestos with a 10-second there, Lolla and LordyLord all picking up penalties. That was a terrible start to the race. I hope these drivers can get into the pit, get any changes needed that they've done. See who pits right now. So there's our first driver. Xz is going on the pit. KRONIK's going in to the pit. David's in the pit. Wouter's in the pit. Bestos, LordyLord and Knack. So it appears Lang and Domestos and Kuhn there, who got caught up in that, haven't pitted. So I'm hoping hopefully they maybe don't have damage. Maybe they managed to avoid the carnage well enough not to have taken any damage. Just had to pull off track and lose position and I made it through, so these guys can work their way back up through the grid. All of them starting very well up within the top 10 there, and all now right back on the back edge of the top 10. But I think it looks like their cars are okay. Wing parts seem to still be a challenge. LolldyLord and Wouter, they're the last one to come out of the pit there. Some of the pit teams working penalties off there in the pit stop. Better to do that right now. Why does the commentator sound drunk? Because he is, my friend. I have been drinking. That's what I do. Makes it a little bit more entertaining when we don't know what the race is going to do. This is pure amateur racing at its best. I'm slightly drunk and a mass amateur at this, so it just makes it a little bit more entertaining and fun. I hope that answers your question, G. Cole. So there we go, we've joined up with the safety car now. Follow this round, getting to the end of the first lap. We'll have another lap of the safety car there. Knack, Bestos, LolldyLord and Wouter at the back here, still all to pick up. Safety car projected pit stop strategy is showing wets all the way through. I was told that the race would be drying up by the end. But we shall see who is that. That's David and Tenter now coming into the pit on the second run round of the safety car. Unsure why they chose to do that there. Maybe they were thinking some of the other cars wouldn't catch back up to the main safety car pack. Ferrari seems very slow there coming out of, and Tenter there coming out of that first chicane. I don't know if they had a little bit of issues there. Bestos getting a 5-second penalty. Collisions under the safety car there with LolldyLord. James, I want to try and push this safety car around, really riding right in the ass of that safety car. He's the one setting the pace right now, James. You need to wait for Sector 3. Safety car is coming in this lap. Now come through the chicane. Field comes through Ascari. James there really slowing down the pack. Now he's going to take that all the way slow up that straight until the point where he can, I don't know if he's going to click on the power at the exit of Parabolica or whether he's going to take them slowly up to the line. Try and make sure no one is level with him and got the slip when he puts the power down. The Ferrari of Tesla running in third. The other Renault of Rowan there running up in fourth as well. Come through and looks like he's getting on the gas through Parabolica now as we come back and we start racing again. FCSD has tried. He is getting a bit of the slip there on him. I think FCSD trying to challenge James up into that first corner there. James really pushing in, almost losing control of the car. I think that's going to be a warning there, running that so wide there. I think most of the other drivers have been good under the safety car restart. They are making it through the chicane. We don't want any more damage. I think we're good from the restart and hopefully now we can get racing. We see the drivers David and Bestos already making 2 stops there, obviously with issues under the safety car. So we just watched the McLaren running slightly wide there. James trying to put as much distance as he possibly can there from FCST in the wet. Luca dropping down, he's going very slow there. appearing to have problems. Reaper came to Mestos and getting pushed into the wall by his own teammate Lang there. Not sure what's going on. Luke appears to be going very slow. A lot of drivers trying to make their way past him there. Very, very wet visibility. Extremely low here right now. Lang picked up another penalty for that. No, Lang still on that 5-second penalty. Didn't pick up another penalty for that smash into his teammate. I don't know if this Williams is going to be... I don't know if he took any damage there or not. He's not going back in, so he's okay with that. We'll stick with our tyre information there. Kronik falling further back there. Kronik getting in the pit right now. Unsure what's happened to this Alfa Romeo right now. Front three of the pack there. Obviously no DRS with the weather being this bad. Front three of the pack there, keeping with each other. There's Rowan dropping right down. He's on the exit of turn 5 there. He run wide, maybe into the gravel. A lot of the drivers jumping past, moving up the grid there. Go back, our front three of the pack here, starting to try and put a little bit of distance. Jasper there in the McLaren, 2.5 seconds behind Tess. James now pulling out that distance from the Haas. Got a good second between them now. Tess, that's the Ferrari picking up a 3-second time penalty. Very much probably a lot of warnings on track limits going on around here. Lang following very close behind Reaper here. Lollopuppa now making it past Luca, trying to catch back up with his teammate Reaper. He's got the other Williams in between him though. What's going on there? Nat dropping down. Wouter making his way up in front of him. James putting in the fastest lap so far of the 133.4. Nat trying to push, trying to get that power down as hard as he can on the inside of Wouter. They're just not possible in the wet. Luca picking up a speeding penalty in the pit lane. Not what we want to see from the Williams. Williams got a chance here to move up a position in the constructors with only one racing point being in the race. Racing point being only 1 point ahead of them in the championship. So Williams is going to be looking to move up and take that 6th spot in the championship after this race. Keep pushing on Luca. Luca and Rowan now both on intermediate tyres. Maybe Jeff said the weather's easing up. I can't hear what Jeff's saying. I wish I could sometimes. Sometimes I wish I don't. He can be a bit of an ass. Back up here to Mestos. Now putting on the pressure to Jasper. He's going to be wanting to get past this McLaren so he can start chasing back down that front three there. James just pulling away time here in the wet. Seems to be very comfortable in the wet here. Don't feel like 2.3 seconds now ahead of SCST. Didn't start racing again until lap 4, so over 2 laps there. He's put in a good second over each lap there to pull away from FCST. He's gone in the pits now. Domestic's picking up a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Everyone's missing their braking point in the wet in the pit lane here. James, our leader. What's going on? They're working off. I'm not sure what happened there. That seemed to lag, or whether he picked up a pit penalty there as well. They worked off. I wasn't sure. That's unfortunate. As we watch Nat put the pressure onto Woot here, coming through the turn 1-2 chicane. Yellow flag in sector 3. There's a Ferrari. That was David messing up in a Scary, having problems there through turns 8, 9 and 10. Luca making his way up past OLordyLord, going into the pit. Bestos also in the pit. Tess. Now we have the Ferrari leading the Italian Grand Prix. That's what we'd like to see. Quite a lot of drivers now opting to switch over to the intermediate tyre. Still got 20 laps left to go. The rain does look like it's easing up. Tess, a big lock up there we heard from Tess coming into Scary chicane. Got the McLaren there, riding nearly right in that gearbox. And Kuhn as well in the AlphaTauri, not much further behind either. Need to wait for this rain to ease up a little bit more, and then hopefully we'll get some DRS at the end of the race. Wouter not getting past Wouter there in Parabolica, taking the inside. Wouter, Lang now, a lot of the drivers now pitting. Kuhn's in the pit, McLaren's in the pit, Tessa's in the pit, Lola's in the pit, Tenta's in the pit. Wouter putting the attack back on Lang, taking the inside, late braking, forcing Lang a bit wide there. Very hard in the wet to hold the line. Lang still maintains that position in front of Wouter. Now leading the race. 4 drivers here left on the wet tyres. Nat, Wouter, James and KRONIK. KRONIK only on 1 lap. Old wets. That looks unfortunate for KRONIK because he's going to have to come in, and he is coming in and pitting again right now. Obviously put those tyres back on at just the wrong point before the weather conditions were switching over to intermediates. What is going on there? David Ladd, one of the back runners, already been lapped on lap 8 there, but looks like that's why we see him ghosting through there on the inters, and the way we see him ghosting through there, putting on those inters, the intermediate, definitely probably the better tyre. Rowan right now retiring. That's our first DNF of Monza. Where is he? He's on turn 3 there. What's going on turn 3? How has he retired there and run that wide in the wet? See if we can see Asbestos comes round here. That's brought out a safety car though from Rowan. Where is this car? It was just that we just saw it in the gravel on the side there. Was that really enough to bring out a safety car? That's unfortunate. That's time now though. Let's see, Nak and Wouter probably both jump in the pits now. All the drivers, the 3 drivers left on the wets, they're going to be going back in. That's going to give James a chance to take back over as lap leader. Currently got a 4-second lead over FCST, and David been allowed to pass the safety car to rejoin with his group, and James takes over as the leader. Unfortunate though, now on lap 9 we have a second safety car. I'm quite surprised by that safety car. Other Renault of Rowan's looked far enough on the track over there to be able to be removed without the need maybe of bringing out another safety car, but the track conditions are wet, so I think that would have had an impact on the choosing of the safety car. I don't mind so much because that gives me the opportunity to open another drink. Decided as they considered the rum, but Monza's a very, very fast track, and we need to pay attention as to what's going on around here, so I opted for the cider. So rain really brought an interesting race to us today. 1/3 through the race right now. Renault in first, Haas in second. One of the AlphaTauris is doing well. Knack down there in 6th place. Knack not appearing to have a good time here. Speedy little driver around in qualifying, and then we come to the Temple of Speed. What's going on? Knack was expecting good things halfway all the way around, leaving everyone in the dust, and we're currently sat in 6th after having problems off the grid at the start. Jasper here of the McLaren though, very happy seeing McLaren up there in 5th. WaR-Skorpa normally running reasonably well in the mid towards front pack area. Jasper, very competent replacement here for him. Happy about that. Both Williams running together down there in 8th and 9th. What a good point result from the Williams hit there. As I said, only 1 point. Currently sitting 7th in the standings. 1 point behind. Me 1 point behind the Racing Point, who are currently in 6th. So they're going to be looking up to move up and take that 6th point. While we're on Lang right now, Lang currently, the only driver running within the top 10 whose team isn't within the top 5. Kronik being the member that's down currently in 11th on the driver standings. His team Alfa Romeo obviously up within the top 5, trying to push on and get that 3rd place. Lang though did very well, as we said, currently in 8th in the Drivers' Championship. The only driver in the top 10 without his team in the top 5. As we come around, I believe the safety car in this lap. I don't know, I've been talking, not watching my on-screen displays, what it gives me, because I drink. That's the fun we have. The safety car is in this lap, thank you, race control. Join back up with our front drivers as they come round. James again really slowing them down now in the wet before we get on the straight. He wants to make sure no one's behind him, no one's going to get that slip before he gets up into turn 1. Doesn't want to be pressured by FCSD again like last time where we saw him under braking quite a bit and running a lot of curb. Who was that on the grass I saw there? That's Knack in the Racing Point, taking straight off into the exit zone there. I think everyone else made it through. Tess dropping down position there. Unsure what happened to Tess. Currently behind Jasper, going through their Knack, really dropping down before rejoining the track there. McLaren almost pushing the Ferrari into the grass. Tess running a lot of curb there, bouncing off. As Williams going past Tess. That's unfortunate for the Ferrari. Let's go again, Tess. Let's move that Ferrari back up, still running wide there. A lot of messiness on these corners. Tess losing a lot of positions. Not sure what's happened here. Was running very well. Reaper now dropping right down there into 16th. What's happened to Reaper? His car still intact. Don't know if he had a little spin or a little twitch there, and look, Joe's managed to get past. He's massively dropped down. Tess getting taken again there by Tenta. What is going on with that Ferrari? Wouter making his way past Jasper. Jasper still putting the pressure up on the inside of the exit of Parabolic. The track must be drying out a lot by now. We're on 12, on lap 12 of 27. We can't see any rain really coming down much. Now all the drivers are on their intermediate tyres. This track's only going to get drier and faster and quicker. There's Luca running very close behind Jasper there, running very close behind Wouter. To hope this track gets nice and dry by, I don't know, around like lap 18 or 19 or so, so we can have a good 9 or so laps at the end there with DRS back enabled. Really see these drivers pushing these cars. Follow on with Lang right now, putting the pressure on his teammate Luca, getting a lot of oversteer there out of turn 7. Lang makes the best of that, takes the position. Luca losing 2 positions there. Luca losing a lot of positions there from that oversteer. I think that's probably damaged his wing. Their wing still looks intact. Managed to save it. Let's keep going. Still in a point position there. Like I said, that's good for the Williams team here. Still impressed with Jasper's running here in the McLaren. Like I said, very good standing for WaR-Skorpa as James puts in another fastest lap on his intermediates over 129.9. Very impressed. Lola there now pitting in. Lola, I believe, one of the first drivers to pit in and put those intermediates on. Is the track drying out enough? Is he going to put on some dry tyres right now. He's going to put on a set of mediums and take them to the end. He's putting on a set of softs. That's 14 laps. Reaper now going on a set of mediums. That's what I would have expected here. Will be a set of mediums, so no more pitting to the end. Take that early pit, maybe push around a little bit on that first lap on those medium tyres where it's still maybe a little bit wet, and you've got to be cautious, and you've got to take that big undercut on everyone else as they come in and switch their tyres out for the slicks. Or they're on the softs, so I don't know if those softs are going to last till the end. 14 laps on softs around Monza. One stop is normally possible around here. With, I think you can use one stop soft to mediums around here. You are going to lose a little bit of time for running them a bit longer, but that is possible. But I don't know, 14 laps there. I think Reaper has got the right idea there. I think he's probably pitted. The track looks like it's drying out a lot for us right now. We know Reaper is very, very good at working his way up through the field, just hunting people down. And it's the first pit in, put all these mediums. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. Domestos picking up another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Pretty sure I did saw him do that earlier. Make sure you hit that limiter in time, Domestos. Cocoon in the AlphaTauri now, our race leader. Other drivers towards the front of the pack here looking to try and extend out their stint as long as they can on these wet weather tyres before changing them out. Try and mitigate that difference within the pit lap. Pit only put about 19 seconds, I think, 19-20 seconds pit lane loss time around Monza. It's getting drier, like I said. Still a little bit of rain coming down there, but hopefully then, like I said, around like lap 18, 19 or so, hopefully that rain will have stopped and we will get DRS back enabled. We see on the AlphaTauri there pushing Wouter Knack. They're really putting the pressure on Wouter. Drivers trying to get back up into the best position they possibly can before coming off to have to put these slicks on. Only 8 drivers there left on the grid, still on their wet tyres. So imagine most of them are going to be coming in soon now. Kuhn, Jesper and Lang and Kronik, all on 5-lap-old wet, so they're going to be feeling the track drying out. Looks like they're all coming back into pit. Lang hasn't pitted yet. He's still going to push around on those inters. Everyone else on that old inters has pitted. So we'll see how well that fares for Lang right now, if he can maintain decent pace around here. Getting a little bit wobbly coming out of the turn 2 there. These 2 drivers, 3 drivers now here. Xz still on his intermediates, a little bit further back from Knack and Lang there, though. I don't think that's going to do Xz much favour. He was probably better off pitting a minute ago. Knack and Lang, though, if they can maintain maybe a decent pace around this track, hopefully come out maybe relatively clear in a decent position on fresher tyres than the rest of them. I think they're probably going to go and try and take these wet tyres as long as they can, so they can take the switch out to the soft tyres at the end rather than taking the medium tyres like everyone else. So then even if they come back out in traffic, they've got that grip there to just push on past some of those people on the mediums. James right now still currently leading the other 3 in front. Will drop back down when they switch their tyres. And they had a mess on here a minute ago. Will Walker, big fan of YorkshireRock. Always currently looking at the stream here. Good work for the Golden Snitch, OLordyLord. The Blue and White Wizard is on the pit wall along with myself. Can we get on board with him, please? Where is OLordyLord? All of our stuff was going on earlier when you put up your message about 4 or 5 minutes ago. We just get on time on board with OLordyLord, taking past Tesla before the entrance of Parabolica, late braking on the outside there, throwing it in hard. Reaper, we can see in the camera here, running slightly wide there. OLordyLord gaining a bit of space on him here. He's on the soft tyre that we did put them a minute ago. Again, I'm unsure with these drivers putting that soft tyre on so early if it's going to work or not. Lang's put the medium tyre on. Reaper running super deep there into turn one, late braking as much as he can, trying to defend. Reaper takes the inside. I'm not sure what happened on there. I need to watch that in a slow-mo replay. It looked like Reaper was holding the inside there. It looked like OLordyLord may have turned into a little bit, and now he's broke his front wing on the barrier, turning round. He's going to have to come back in and pit. I don't know if that was Commentator switching over for him. You request it in the chat. Not my fault. That happened. I think Reaper did. I need to watch, like I said, I need to watch that again on slow-mo. That has caused a safety car, though. I think that collision, that's going to bunch our drivers back up again. 2 laps on the safety car. The safety car is, where is James to? James just is coming round. The safety car, I can't see the safety car on track. Safety car is on track up there. He's going to pick it up. That'll be laps 17 and 18. We won't be racing again until 19. I don't know if some of these drivers on the mediums are going to switch them out for the soft tyre now under this safety car. Knack, I think, is certainly going to take a pit stop because he still appears to be on the intermediate tyre. Don't know what happened with the AlphaTauri pit crew there, putting Knack back on the intermediate tyre when everyone else is going back onto slicks. Unsure what was happening in the AlphaTauri garage for that, but someone appears to have dropped the ball. If Knack had been put on the correct tyre then, that would have been a good opportunity with other drivers pitting there for him to move back up through the standings. The collision there, like I say, between Lordy and Reaper. I need to watch it in. Need to watch that back in slow-mo. We had it all there on the stream. I need to watch it back in slow-mo. It looked like Reaper was holding his line to the inside there. It didn't look like he was drifting out to the outside a bit. Watched Reaper a lot. We know he's a very competent driver. Not saying anything against OLordyLord here at all. I haven't seen him drive before. First I've ever seen him drive in. But I don't know, we need to watch it slow-mo to see his wheel motion, to see if that was maybe Reaper drifting to the outside or under slightly wet track, or if OLordyLord maybe turned in a little bit too sharp coming there through turn 3, and if he then got the track still being slightly slippery, had a little bit of oversteer and actually went a little bit too hard into Reaper. Like I said about being able to bring up a replay right now, I can't give my thought too much on that. We're going to come round for another lap of the safety car. I'm super hyped for this Renault win right now. I'm super impressed. As I said, never had a Renault on pole position, I don't believe, in the AV League, let alone a Renault on the podium, let alone a Renault even win a race. So, you know, currently James right now, I think, let's put up our fastest lap. That data, where's my fastest lap to? It's under gap. Fastest lap's currently Luca holding the fastest lap, a 129.913. James is 129.927. Only 2 drivers to run 129 laps. I thought James had the fastest lap. Apparently doesn't. It's held by Luca. I'm impressed by that. Well done, Luca. Got that fastest up, but Luca, now you need to work your way up into the top 10 so you actually get that point for the fastest lap. I would love for James in the Renault right now to take that fastest lap. Renault take the triple crown here at Monza, take the pole, take the win, and take the fastest lap, that would be good. Safety car is coming in. Once again, we do have James in control of it, and he is massively going to slow down that pack. The track is very much drying out now. I don't see any more rain coming down anywhere. He's going to slow them down right before the start line. He doesn't want anyone getting that slip on him in that entrance to turn 1 and 2. Super slow now coming up to Parabolica. He's going to slow him right down for that timeline, and as soon as he gets to that apex point, he's going to put the power on and try and accelerate. If anyone can hold the slip, FCST, they're trying to hold the slip. Kuhn putting pressure on him right now. They're running fast up there. James still in control, front 3 here, trying to put the slip on. Lang there in 4th as well, trying to catch up behind them. Lollopuppa behind there in 5th as we're going to come through. They've all gone through the chicane nicely. I think everyone else is having a good race restart before I say anything, and we see cars crashing. We're good on the restart. Happy about that. Who's that in the pit lane? Kronik has retired from the session. That's upsetting from the Alfa Romeo, currently in 3rd in the standings. It's up to you now, Wouter, but you're in 14th. You need some points, otherwise Red Bull's gonna jump up probably above you. Tenter and Domestos both running in the points right now. Still join on FCST. Let's go interval times back up. Lang dropping away a little bit from these front 3 there. I should imagine DRS is going to get enabled again very soon after we've done our couple of laps after the safety car. The track is looking dry, it is looking clear. I think we're going to have a good 6 or so laps left at the end of the race with DRS enabled. Maybe breaking a little bit hard there through Parabolica. Lang really pushing the limits of what the track is allowed there. There's the fastest lap there for James. Now a 1:22.811 fast lap safety car restart, and we take a fastest lap from that. About 6-7 tenths up on what anyone else has ever done through here. We're following on with Lang right now. He's starting to get a little bit of a gap there up from Lollopuppa. Lollopuppa being followed very closely behind Tenter. Got a little bit of a gap there to Knack. McLaren here is still doing well. Unsure how these softs are all probably. We watched him pit. He pitted very early onto those soft tyres. I think Knack probably pitted at the right time for those soft tyres. He's on 2 laps right now. He's got another 7 laps to go on, and he had a couple of very slow laps on the safety car. Tenter making his car as big as possible there, almost right in the middle of the road though. I don't know, could have maybe picked the side a little bit more there. He doesn't want Knack past, very much running in the middle of the road there, making it hard to get a car past there. Knack tries for the inside, Tenter taps him on the outside. I think I need to see that from Tenter's point of view to see and make a comment on what just happened there as well. Obviously we were riding on board with Knack, so we didn't see anything. Probably he has dropped back down to 9th now though. There's a virtual safety car now as well. Who was that? David. That looked like David on the exit of turn 10 into the wall, I think. That's brought out a virtual safety car. That's not so bad for our drivers. As long as they can keep very close to the delta time, they should be able to maintain pace and speed. A lot of penalties going on here right now. A lot of penalties. Where is... So... Lauder and OLordyLord both with 11 seconds. Jasper and Knack both with 16 seconds of penalties there. That's going to hurt all those drivers a lot there. Lang running a clean race. Koon with a 3-second penalty right now. Lang has 6 laps to run clean. If you can run these next 6 laps nice and clean, stay within those 3 seconds of Koon, we could be seeing the second podium for Lang. Got one podium earlier in the season. I can't remember what race it was. It was Canada. Didn't have a podium at all in Season 2. Other podium was at the start of Season 1. This would be great if we could get a second Williams up for a second podium this season. That would be great. Pushing as hard as he can. He wants to catch back up with FCST. He wants to get back in that DRS zone right now with FCST. So Lang can't keep putting that pressure on. Lang really having problems getting through that previous chicane there, losing a bit of time on Koon, gaining it through turn 6 though. Roughly equal through 7. Let's come on to Domestos now, following Jasper. Very close behind the rest of the grid here, like very much kind of bunched up there between 6 to 12 there. All these drivers very close, all within DRS range of each other now as we come through at Skari, the chicane there. Everyone now, a lot of drivers looking low on ERS as well. Very easy to burn through that here. Jasper looking very strong on the ERS there. Where's Knack while we mention ERS? Doing reasonably well, half a tank of ERS as we ask about Knack's ERS. We watch him go into a wall on the exit of Skari, running that too wide, trying to get the power down too much. The car is still drivable though. Not a strong track for Knack. I think there'll definitely be a few. 3 drivers right now about penalties: Lang, Eggies, and Wouter. James, FCST, and Koon at the front there, all with 3-second penalties. Lang can keep pushing on right now. Get in that DRS zone of Koon. Keep pushing on. It's brought out a safety car though. That's going to be great for Lang. Lang's going to be happy about that. There's a safety car coming out on lap 23. Lap 24 is on the safety car. Lap 25 is on the safety car. We've got lap 26 and lap 27 to race again. And the 3 drivers in front of Lang all have a 3-second penalty, while Lang is clear of penalties. That safety car is going to close those gaps right down now. Let's have a look at the tyres that everyone is running on. Lang also has the freshest tyres out of everyone in front of them. James, FCC, they're all opting to pit right now. I think they're going to throw on the softs for the end. I think the best thing for Lang to do right now is just absolutely start that safety car going right now, and you're going to have 2 laps to defend for at the end. Make that Williams as big as possible and take another podium for that Williams. He's got Lola behind him on 10-lap-old softs. It's Mestos going to be behind on 6-lap-old softs, and then Tessa on 9-lap-old softs. Very nice to see that Ferrari up there again, but I think these 9 and 10-lap-old softs, I don't know how much of an attack Lola is going to be able to mount on Lang with 10-lap-old softs there. I think they're softs after around somewhere in that 10 to 12 lap region on these softs. I think in closer to the 10, the softs are gonna be losing their time around here of Monza. If anything, I don't think anyone there has much of a tyre advantage. Lang and Lola, things are the same. Domestos though, with his 6-lap-old softs, running it in lean more than likely right now. Everyone's going to be having a full ERS gauge afterwards. Domestos should be able to mount a good attack there on Lola and Lang through the end of the par. of this race. Everyone else switched to the softs. We've got Jasper and Bestos here on their medium tyre. Bestos on 9 laps, Jasper on 6. They might have a slight problem here defending from Xz and Wouter. They're on 6 and 5 lap old softs. OLordyLord here on 6 lap old softs. He's being followed by James, FCST and Kuhn on brand new fresh soft tyres. I'm not sure why all 3 of these drivers picked, to be honest. I probably would have taken those mediums out for those last couple of laps. James was leading the race there at the start. Couple of laps under safety car. He's doing very good at the safety car restarts. Unsure why he pitted in to take those soft cars out. He's now in 10th place. I don't think he's going to make up 10 positions in the last 2 laps of the race. I swear sometimes these drivers have been drinking more than what I normally do. Kashara space. Can we get some OLordyLord time, please? Can we get some OLordyLord? We're under the safety car right now, so you can have a bit of weaving tyre wear. I try not to prioritise anyone or such racer, and I try and look at delta times and see who's close enough to each other to be making moves, and I try and look at those drivers and see what's going on through there. Is my normal practice while seeing what's going on in the race. But before the restart, we'll give you your OLordyLord time of him warming up his tyres before the safety car starts to come in. Lang under control of the safety car restart here. 8 lap old mediums, only 2 more laps to take them on. Hopefully he should have been able to conserve them quite a bit on these laps, running engine right down on lean, not powering out of those corners. Hope he's still got enough traction on those mediums to defend against Lola. Like I said, Lola on 11 lap old softs. I think it's going to be difficult to mount an attack on Lang much there. Those 11 lap old softs, they're going to start falling away there, those softs. I think we're going to switch back up front part of the grid. Lang slowing it down, trying to make sure no one gets the toe there on him. Power back down now, coming up to turn 1 and 2. Looking for the inside, not close enough there though. Lang, the Red Bull there of Domestos popping out, also not close enough. Lang running a little bit of inside curb there. Test jumping out wide there, running onto the grass, keeping control of the car, avoiding tactics from other drivers, jumping massively down there in the standings. Everyone else has made it through the start there cleanly, I believe. Lang now getting chased down by Lola, who's getting chased down by Domestos. Jasper here, and Eggs is running up in 4th and 5th. Please don't charge through turn 6 McLarens. That was nice through there. Jasper nearly losing his position to Bestos there, though he's still just about maintaining that in 5th. I think this is the highest you've ever seen both these McLarens running. Tenter there, there's McLaren up into the wall there of Jasper we just saw coming out. I didn't get to see that probably. I don't think there's much that Tenter could have done there, though. I just saw that briefly. McLaren whipped over to the right, possibly some oversteer, hitting into the wall, and then was suddenly pinned there by the Red Bull that was coming past. Not exactly Tenter's fault, I don't think there. Everyone very close together under the race restart. There's James, was our leader and pole setter, who came in to put the softs on. Luca now running in front in 8th. Lang there in the lead right now. One of the only drivers on the medium tyre. Most of those either pitted for those softs. Did he make the perfect decision there? Him and Knack pitted at the same time. Knack threw on the softs. Lang put on the mediums to go to the end of the race with. We had another safety car in which the people in the medium tyre there switched over to the soft. James, Kuhn and someone else, can't remember, too much has gone on, and they've now fallen well so far back because there just wasn't enough laps to be able to regain that space, and Lang carried on going on the medium. We go through Ascari, take as much inside as we can, get a little bit of that outside and exit curve there. Doesn't choose to run wide on 10, stays in there, burning everything on the ERS right now to defend from Lolla as we come up into Parabolica on turn 27. Lolla, I don't think Lolla's got enough there to mount attack. He hasn't got the grip on those softs at all. This is going to be a race win for the Williams. Well done, Lang. Definitely. That's going to move him so far up and so fast up there at Lang. Knack taken the fastest out there. At the end, we have a Williams and a McLaren in P1 and P2. What happened to Messrs? What happened to Lolla on that exit corner there? Why is he dropped down to 8? That's all the penalties. So many penalties in the race, I can't see them now. Exciting race at the Temple of Speed. Well done to Williams, well done to Lang. I think that's Lang's first ever race win within the AV Championship. His first ever podium there was in Season 1. He had a podium again a couple of races ago in Canada. He got P3, and now he has just taken the right pit stop strategies, the right choices here in Italy, and he's got the Williams in P1. Well done to Lang. As I said earlier, the only driver currently running in the top 10 on the Drivers' Championship whose team isn't within the top 5. Where is this guy's other teammate? He's put down an amazing run here in Monza. He's put down some good runs in other tracks. And then we get started off where it ended up dry. Lang there and Xz both with no penalties. Very clean racing. Well done, Lang in first, Xz in second, Domestos third, Tentoff fourth, FCST fifth, James sixth, Kuhn seventh, Lolla eighth, Wouter ninth, Knack 10th, LordyLord 11th, Luca 12th, Bestos 13th, Reaper 14th, Jasper hbecht 15th, Tess 16th, David 17th, Chronic 18th, Rowan 19th. That's the end of round 10. We'll be back for round 11, which will be Suzuka in Japan on Thursday. I should probably also mention that the AV League have a very special race lined up, a very special league-to-league race with another league that will be broadcasting on the next 2 Saturdays. We'll have more information about that on Thursday when we'll give you the tracks, we'll give you the league they're also racing against as well, and we'll give you the driver list from each league as well for who will be competing in that. We'll see you again on Thursday for round 11 in Suzuka, Japan, and then we'll see you on Saturday for our League versus League 8v8 very special race. That's been the AV League. I've been slightly drunk. We'll see you later.